I'm standing there, he's looking good, I'm looking good, so I'm thinking, why not give him a chance? About a year ago, I had to travel out of town to submit a business proposal. So I woke up at the crack of dawn to get ready. I put on my favorite little black dress, cinched in my waist with a leopard print elegant belt, and clickety-clacked my way to the bathroom to inspect myself in the bathroom mirror. A quick glance assured me that I was dressed to impress. So I got into my car and drove some 70 kilometers out of town to submit the proposal. But when I got there was a queue of other people waiting to submit their proposals that stretched from here to Timbuktu. Seconds turned into minutes, minutes into an hour, 1 hour into 2 hours, 2 into 3, 3 into... You catch my drift. My stomach growled. I'd gotten up so early that morning that I hadn't had a chance to eat breakfast. Then the sound in my stomach turned from a growl into a howl. Shh. Did anyone hear that? Finally, a whole 6 hours after I'd arrived, I submitted the proposal. And all I could think about at that time was, you guessed it, food. So I headed to a nearby restaurant that was luckily just around the corner. And I hurriedly placed my order for a chicken burger and chips. Then I got that feeling. You know, the feeling you get when someone is staring at you. I caught a glimpse of him from the corner of my eye. And then I swung around to meet the penetrating gaze of a fine gentleman in a green tie. Guys, he was literally looking me up and down. I turned away. Then I looked again. Yep, he's still eyeing me out. Now, if you thought black people couldn't blush, I'd have proved you wrong that day. So he starts making his way towards me. He gets to me and he says, "Hi, do you have a pen and a piece of paper?" So I rummage through my bag. I can't find a pen, so I say to him, "Sorry, no." Then he asks the cashier, "Do you have a pen and piece of paper?" without taking his eyes off me. This guy is determined, but I kind of like a guy who knows what he wants. When he gets what he needs from the cashier, he scribbles something down on the piece of paper and hands it to me. Ooh, let's see what his name and number is. But, I can't quite make out what it says, so I look at him and say, "Huh?" So he explains. You look okay, but you're not quite... Let's just say that you could look so much better with some meat on your bones. So this is a prescription for deworming pills. Wow. Deworming pills? I stood there, speechless, for about a minute, until luckily the cashier saves me by telling me my order is ready. So I pick up my order, manage a thanks to the gentleman, and rush out the restaurant. As soon as I get outside, I feel my cheeks start to burn as anger starts creeping up my body. Deworming pills? Who does this guy think he is anyway? So I scrunch up the piece of paper and I throw it in the bin. But I remember getting into my car and feeling a knot in my throat and in the pit of my stomach. Deworming pills. Okay, so he's a doctor? And who writes a prescription on a random piece of paper anyway? Okay, fine. Maybe it wasn't a prescription. Maybe it was a recommendation, but still. Deworming pills. I felt embarrassed and ugly. In the days that followed, seeds of doubt began to germinate in my mind. I mean, my body is fine, right? Maybe I shouldn't have rushed to throw away that piece of paper. Maybe his intentions were good. Maybe. Then I remembered. I had a friend who was a pharmacist. Maybe I could call her. Maybe she could tell me the name of the deworming pills. Maybe I could gain weight. Maybe I could become bodacious and bootylicious. Maybe I could look better. Maybe. I was spiraling. So I called her. And she said to me, Jayne, calm down. You don't have worms. Trust me, if you had them, you would know. Besides, you look fine just the way you are. Unfortunately, her words fell on deaf ears. All I could hear in my mind was, you look okay, but you're not quite. You could look so much better with some meat on your bones. 3 weeks later, I'm in the supermarket at a delicatessen, staring at an array of body-enlarging foods. I'll have one of everything, I wanted to say. But instead I said, I'll have some lasagna, some fresh chips, and, I'll have some meat off the bone so I could put some meat on my bones. So I get to the till and the cashier shoots me a smile and asks me whether my hair is my own. When I reply, yes, she says, Rakanaka, but zwara uchari gadzira, my way rinenge rakanakisa. Meaning to say, it's nice, but the day you relax it, oh my goodness, it's going to look gorgeous. Now, I'm sure her intentions were good, but I realized in that moment that the word she had just used, kugadzira, meaning to relax, also means to fix. So basically, she had just said to me, it's nice, but the day you fix it, it's going to look gorgeous. Was my hair not normal? Did it need to be fixed? And what was up with people insulting my appearance at tills anyway? 3 months later, it's the 9th of December 2019, and I'm glued to my TV screen. And the winner of the Miss Universe 2019 is Zozibini Tunzi. It was in that moment that I recalled the words of the gentleman in the green tie and the words of the cashier at the supermarket. Yet this stunning woman, who had a figure as slim as mine and hair just as coily, had been crowned a queen. That night, I stood up, straightened my back, and put on my imaginary crown. Zozibini had nothing to fix, and neither did I. Have you at some point been told that you don't measure up? That you're not quite, that you need to be taller or shorter, that your skin needs to be lighter or darker, that your hair needs to be straighter or curlier, that you need to be bigger or smaller, your nose needs to be bigger or smaller, whatever the case may be. Finally, I had come to see that we are all fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God, and that I have nothing to fix, and neither do you.